When the framers were writing the Constitution, they wanted a strong central government, but they didn't want it to be too powerful. So they came up with federalism. Federalism divided the powers of the national government and the state government. The national government has delegated powers. These include express powers, which are directly stated in the Constitution. These are coining money or taxing. These also include implied powers, which are not directly stated in the Constitution, but they're needed to complete the express powers. The elastic or necessary and proper clause talks about these implied powers. Some may say that this is one of the most important clauses in the whole Constitution. The supremacy clause in the Constitution states that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. This helps bring the national government and the state government together and reduces conflict.
The Constitution requires a national government to guarantee every state in the Union a republican form of government. The Constitution doesn't define a republican form of the government, and the Supreme Court refuses to do so. Congress has the power to admit new states to the Union. The government is guaranteed respect for the state's territorial integrity. The Constitution has only one restriction on that power. A new state cannot be created by taking territory from one or more states without a consent of legislative states involved. Congress has admitted 37 states since the legislation formed a union. If and when a state Congress chooses, it passes an enabling act. An enabling act is an act that directs people of one territory to propose a state constitution. An act of admission, if Congress agrees to the statehood after they pass the act of admission that creates a new state. If the president signs the act, the states then enter a union. The cooperative federalism is a dual system of government in which the powers are divided between states and the federal government. Grants and aid programs are grants of federal money, cities, counties, and etc. Revenue sharing places from 1972 to 1987. Congress gave a huge federal tax revenue to states and their cities, counties, and townships. There are three types of major grants. The first one is categorical grants. These are specific and closely defined for a purpose. The first example is school lunches, and the second is construction of airports. Block grants are made for a more broadly defined purpose than the categorical grants. For an example, health care or social services. These are the most desired grants. Project grants are made to the state, localities, and private agencies. For an example, the Department of Health and Human Services to make many project grants.
The states can't enter alliances or treaties, but they can enter interstate compacts if they're approved by the Congress. These are agreements. One that all 50 states are included in is the Compact on Juveniles, which allows them to share law enforcement data.